All right, so I'm gonna have a little bit of fun with this one. All right, fresh out the shower, fresh off a long week of work, and I got more coming up this weekend. And since I'm only out here for a little bit, I may have to wave at that to get the light to stay on, because it times out. But yeah, check this. A few of y'all, like there was this one guy coming on saying beta, beta. Another person hitting up like, oh look at this little dude. Let me fill you in on something, real quick. Alright, so check this. I went to two proms. And I got proof. First prom, I was in 10th grade. My second prom, I was in 12th grade. First prom, I went with a lady named Alicia. I'm not going to tell you her last name because y'all know you trolls out there feeling brave when you online. Yeah, right. My second prom, I went with a white girl and a black girl. Jamaica and Daisha. And they're still gorgeous. Both of them. But there was a third girl named Suzanne, okay? And she was the one I was really chasing. Like the other two, I ended up dating one. The other one, I never had the chance to date. Okay, I approached her way too early when we were like in 8th grade. It's freaking insane. But I went to prom with a pimp limp. But it wasn't a pimp limp, all right? There was a third girl, Suzanne, who said, "You can't throw me." "Yes, I can." "No, you can't. Not with them small arms." "Yes, I can." And I, underneath her like arms, just boop. She was lighter than I thought she was. So I thought I was throwing her on my bed. Hold on. Turn on. Turn on. 1 second. Yeah. Get out. There we go. I'm having fun today. But no. So I chucked her onto my fold down bed with my bag of books, my college books on there, because I went to Running Start. I was in college when I was 16. And she broke the bed. This little light thing with the bag of books and everything, it was just the perfect timing. Boom. Crushed my right foot. Completely broke my foot. All right. My big toe. And I'm like, you know what? I got 2 prom dates that I'm going to take to prom. I got a pimp cane. I got a white car with blue birds on the side because my dad threw back a few when he painted her. And I freaking had a white suit with a blue vest, a white cane with a blue marble ball on the top. Yeah, you better bet I was going to prom. Are you kidding me? That's a story that very, very few people could even hope to come close to. All right? In high school, I was known as the girlfriend stealer. Like all those dudes that bullied me because I am functionally autistic, I learned. And then I got to know their girlfriends. And then I broke them up. And then I would date them. I think my best turnaround was 1 week to break them up, 1 week to get with her. And that was just, people that bullied me earlier. I was a vindictive little shit, if I'm being honest. So anyway, 18 rolls around and my father kicks me out the house. Doesn't even tell my mother or nothing like that. I approach him and I say, "Hey, you know what? I want to take a semester off of college, full-time work, full-time social life, and figure out what university I want to go to." And he said, "Oh, you better go into college right now. Otherwise, you're not living in my house." He was trying to pull a power move. And my father, that's one person that I will say is a beta. If all of you call my father a beta, you won't hear me argue. Not at all. Because he is. He's one of those floozies that is always on the outside of the crowd trying to, hoping everybody notices him at some point. That's my father. Yeah, piece of shit, if you ask me. But whatever. I mean, I honor him, in my own way, but I'll call it out. I call out men for what they are, right? Because I'm not going to tell that part of my life, no. I've had a rough life. But anyway, my brother, he ended up, like, when I was 19 years old, 19. I ended up living with him, going to Arizona, working for my uncle, who was a master electrician. Still is. And friggin', he sold my beautiful sports truck that I bought with my own money, working 80 hours a week when I got out. I was working for Life Force Services. And you can look it up in Washington if you want to. But yeah, that was a good time. And then I became a bit of a player. I actually wrote 4 books that I stopped publishing because my old nickname used to be Date Dr. Sean. I used to appear on Ray Bomb Radio, and I've appeared on a few panels. So I was the psychology relationship expert. I was a pickup artist. Like, there was a time when I was a pickup artist. And believe it or not, as stupid as this sounds, I went from ordering to getting her number to bringing her home that night when she got off. I think that was my quickest pull as an adult. Like, that was just like, bam, nailed it. So, I mean, for all of you trying to say I'm a beta, like, look at your life and look at mine. I got the proof to back it up. I got all my prom pictures. I got everything, baby. I was rocking it in Southside Chicago. That's that area where most white folks are like, oh my gosh, this is so scary. That was actually good timing. But no, white folks get scared as hell out there because, honest to God, I've never been sized up so many times just walking to Walmart a quarter of a mile in my life. And that was a daily thing. I lived in Chicago Heights, so every 2 days there was a stabbing. I got to know the police officers and whatnot. They're cool people. Like over in Southside Chicago, they're not bad. At least not the ones I met. Not the ones I met. You know, I'm not going to defend everybody, but at the same time, yeah, I met some good people. I'd like to get to know police officers in every town I go in, which is what's going to happen when I move on to the next place. You know, I'm going to get to know them because that's called networking. I've been networking since I was a kid. Oh, and check this out. My first mentor, I was 15 years old, Dr. Eugene Satterwhite. He was the man that taught me how to study and how to think. Because my father sure as hell didn't. And then my second mentor. This was back when I was in the pastor circuit, before I realized I'm not built to be a pulpit preacher. I'm built to be a pastor. I'm called to be a pastor, but not behind the pulpit. And I think I know why. Like right now, I'm the director of operations for the Victory for Veterans Alliance. And as much as I do this little vlog thing for myself on this channel, I do have other channels that I'm going to be promoting very soon that deal with the VBA, because we provide PTSD safe or secure, if you will, occupational training or vocational rehab to female veterans, the most underserved group, period, right? And we also are providing modular housing, and in a sustainable way. We're not going to ask anybody for donations, or at least I'm not. If the others of the group want to, I mean, I'm not going to stop them. I'll help them. But we don't really need anybody's donations. And that's because we're all business-minded. Why? Because I've been a consultant for 10 years, baby. Come on, turn on. Looking all pretty and shit. And you see, I could be this confident because I've been through the ringer. I can look at most of y'all commenting on my posts and say better men than you have tried to kill me. And mean it. So you better recognize who you're talking to, alright? You can go off the cuff and everything like that, but at the end of the day, we know who the beta is. It's called projecting. It's the same mentality of a cheater accusing the other person of cheating. Okay, it's called gaslighting. And in this case, you're projecting your insecurities, honey. Shame on you. But don't worry. The same way I used to be a little bit of a shit at times, I was egocentric. Let me tell you something, baby. But the same way I grew out of it, in the same way I am an autist and none of y'all can tell. You can't. Let's just be completely real. I spent my lifetime hiding from all of you. Or getting even, or stealing girlfriends. You know what I mean? So, but I was a vindictive little shit at one point. And then I grew up. So if y'all want to start calling somebody betas, that's your choice and your prerogative. Now, some of you that get a little bit questionable in posts, that's just ignorance, baby. But if you want to actually debate, if you want to have an actual discussion in the comments, comment. And invite me. It's the same way I invite you guys. I always do. I don't just demean. I give you the chance. That's something that you don't see very often. Somebody willing to give you a chance to actually try and take them down. And I just told on myself. I gave you some ammo. So what you gonna do about it, babe? I hope y'all stay safe out there. Thank God it's free and clear out here as far as smoke, at least for the most part. I mean, it's hazardous, but it's not dangerous or, like life threatening. No, as much as people want to put other people down, my life is dedicated to not doing that. I prefer to lift people up, make them laugh, make them smile. I lead by example. Care to follow?